You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. Recording this podcast from my cell phone today because everything is packed up. Going to be put into the moving van later on this morning. And heading down to my home and to my office in Palm Beach, Florida. I'm excited about this trip only because I'm slowly but surely closing down this office this home in South Carolina. I've worked 2.5 years now on this home, trying to get it into a place where it was a southern home. Before it was just a plain old ranch-style home that had been run down. It needed a lot of work, and I put 2.5 years into this house. And it was something that I needed because something can happen in my life, a crisis, and I needed to have an outlet, something to put my mind and body and everything else into doing a project that would heal me, would get me into a better state of mind, which it did. But I'm ready to move on, and I'm ready to go to my home in Palm Beach and increase my podcast and work on my writing of books and working with clients that really need my help. Which brings me to my subject. My subject is this. A lot of you have really good friends, and I love my friends with all my heart. There's that old saying, that goes, well, you get to choose your friends, but you don't get to choose your family. So choose well when you choose friends. Are they going to be there at that time where you really need their support and their wisdom? But let's talk about the need. Now, a lot of times you guys are starting new businesses. And you will have friends that will tell you, don't start that business. My God, you know how risky it is. And they'll tell you everything bad about that business. However, the person that's talking to you, who is your friend, is a nurse. Or it could be a cook or something else like that. But what is their experience about starting a business? It's a big fat zero. Zilcho. There's nothing there to provide you with sound advice. So you have to be very careful about who you're taking advice to on a specific subject of starting a business or having a problem with your business or with compliance. You would not go to a nurse to get legal advice. You would not go to a cook to get tax advice. But they're going to give it to you because your friends act as your attorney, as your accountant, as your life coach, as your business coach, everything. But they don't have that experience. They don't have the knowledge of what you truly need to be hearing. We all do it, right? I mean, I have friends that come to me and they'll say, listen, I have this problem and that problem. And it might be a marriage problem, but do I have the experience to advise somebody on marriage? But it's good as a friend is to let them talk. I don't need to offer advice, but I can let them talk because a lot of times when people know that they are being listened to, they feel valued. And that is the whole point of everything in life, is to feel value and to listen. You can listen, but don't give the advice unless you have a specific experience in that subject matter. So you have to surround yourself with really good friends that are going to give you that emotional support. But then you have to surround yourself with people who also, they might not even be friends, but they may be professionals who have the experience level of what you need to hear. Especially if you're starting a business. That is the most stressful time in life. So you don't want to be hearing from people, oh my gosh, you're taking on a risk. And they'll go on and on with a whole bunch of reasons why you should not do what you're doing. Isn't that funny how we humans are? We humans are a bunch of words, but we don't think about what we're saying a lot of times. Now, I've been around this business world for a long, long time, and I've been involved in almost every aspect of business. From 1984 until now, I have been advising clients on a daily basis on various issues of what I know about. I cannot advise somebody on legal issues because I don't have that experience and I don't have that degree, and it's against the law for me to give legal advice. But I can talk to specifics. If you have an HR compliance issue, I have that experience level. If you want to talk about taxation, I have the license and the experience level to back it up. If you want to talk about mediation, I'm certified in that. And the list goes on. So when people come to me, I only talk about the matter of what I have experienced in the certification and the licenses in. But I cannot give you advice on how to get to the moon. I just can't do it. I can't give you an advice over buying a car. I can tell you what I like, but I can't tell you what's best for you. That's up to you. So, we have to be very careful about who we surround ourselves with. And we as people, we have got to be able to listen. And sometimes we can't give the advice that is needed because we don't have the experience level. Now, we may have common sense in our thinking, but we don't have the experience level to give somebody advice in a field or an issue that we don't have that experience level in. Listening is so very important. You don't know how many times that I have sat with a friend who just needed me to listen. I didn't have to say any consoling words, although I do, but I listen. And I tell you, a long time ago, I was the worst listener ever. I would lose it because I was getting so frustrated with people. But I didn't listen. So when a crisis enters your life, you would be surprised how you change. I changed greatly and to the better. I decided that when that crisis hit me, that I was going to change my life. And instead of solely focused on making money all the time, that I was going to stop and help people, even if I had to stop and just listen. Now, I am a good life coach. I can counsel you on career. I can counsel you on various issues of life. I am a good mediator. And I love mediating and bringing people together and solving conflict. I love that part. And so the more and more that over the last 3 years, I decided, okay, I'm going to shut down my tax side because I had a large tax practice in Los Angeles. And I decided that's not what I wanted to do anymore. I wanted to sit down and really work out conflict, issues in life. So that's what I did. So over the last 3 years, I have totally changed my perspective of what I want to do with my life. I want to be in a profession where I help more people. and where I counsel more people, and where I bring people together and we negotiate a really good, fair outcome. And ever since I did that, I felt better about life. I now see great things in people, and I listen. I learn to listen. And before I even opened my mouth, I listened. Oh, it was hard for me because at one point in time, I thought I knew everything, and I thought that everybody should hear what I knew. And I blurted it out. And sometimes I know because I've gone back and relived some of these conversations, and these people walked away no better for what advice I gave them. Because I did not listen fully to the whole story. And everybody has a story that you need to listen to understand in which direction you need to go with this individual. And the other issue is forgiveness. Every one of us have got to learn to forgive. Don't dwell on these past things. Don't worry about these past things. Even though you may have been hurt greatly, do not worry about it and forgive. And there are going to be times where these memories of what happened will come up into your mind, and you have to say to yourself, and you have to look upward sometimes to God, and you've got to say, Lord, help me forgive one more time. And then the issue goes away. The memory is dead because you can now move forward because you've asked to forgive one more time. So the point of our conversation this morning is that we have to surround ourselves with good people. And you have to put down your foot on fear. And you have to move forward. Don't listen to the nurse that's going to advise you on business. You're wasting your time. Go to the individual who has worked in business for so long and can give you the good advice that you need. That's what it's all about. If you have a question or if you would like to send me a remark, text me at my company texting center, 818-252-5682. Once again, that's 818-252-5682. Everybody remember me as I'm driving down to Florida today after I packed the truck. Pray for me. Let me have a safe trip. You're always on my mind. And I love doing this podcast. I'll talk to you maybe on Monday as soon as everything's settled down in Florida. Everybody go out and have a great Saturday. Everybody have a very blessed day. Talk with you soon.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.